This is One on One.
We went back the following day to try to get to the house, to get the cats out, and we couldn't get through. There was too much water. All I could do was cry. That I'm thankful for where I work and who I work for, because it's an honor and a pleasure to work for this company. They've stepped up in ways that nobody could ever know. And I am so thankful and so grateful to them for what they've done for us.
Steve Adubato here. We're on location at Meridian Health with John Lloyd, the president here. John, we just saw a piece of video with Cheryl, who is one of the employees here, one of the many, who was talking from her heart about the impact that you and the team members had on her. She represents a lot of people. You said about 350, maybe more, who lost everything.
Yes.
Talk
Within
about that.
Meridian, we probably had about 350 team members who were severely impacted by Hurricane Sandy. Despite all the warnings about how bad it was going to be, I think we still can't believe the amount of devastation that occurred. So people like Cheryl, they are the face of the community. She's a team member, but we had hundreds impacted, and in the community, thousands that were impacted. So it's heart-wrenching to hear her stories, but there are many stories like Cheryl's.
5 hospitals, 95 locations, the largest employer in Monmouth and Ocean County. John, you and I have known each other a long time. We talked about leadership a lot. We talk about how you prepare for a crisis. But I know you have a lot of drills. You know you have a lot of preps. But how the heck do you prepare for a Sandy-type situation where so much of what happened wasn't simply logistics, but there was a human side of this that was huge? Talk about that.
Well, we're pretty good at getting prepared for snowstorms and other catastrophes, and we respond very well. But you're right, this is unprecedented. And immediately we realized, not only did we have to continue to take care of the community in terms of their health care, we needed to take care of our team members. We had 350 who were out of their house, at least 350. So we immediately shifted gears. We took a dozen of the top leaders in this organization. We immersed ourselves in looking at what could we do for our team members now, not tomorrow, not next week, now. So within 24 hours, we made decisions.
Like what?
We ordered 1,000 gift cards, $350 gift cards. We handed them out starting Saturday to team members. Say, hey, you're out of your home. Maybe you need this gift card for food, for clothing, for gas in your car. We didn't even think about that. We spent $350,000 like that. We paid all of our employees, whether they came to work or not, if they couldn't get to work. We paid out millions of dollars within the first week.
But why? I mean, you're fiscally conservative, and I don't mean that from an ideological point of view. I mean, I know that you run a tight ship here. I've done a lot of coaching and training here, and I know your operation. Why so quickly did you say, hey, we have to do this?
The reason is the impact was so severe. We had to. You had no choice. We didn't think about how much money we committed. This is about our team. We have 12,000 team members. They're the heart and soul of what we do. They're the ones giving care every day. We had to step up to the plate. We didn't even add up what we were spending. We spent it.
Okay, but then the gala comes. And by the way, I should talk about this because your employees are involved as well.
Yes.
The system, big money. And we'll talk about the gala in a second, which you shifted gears on the gala. But this T-shirt, set this up. Can we get a shot of this? As you talk about this, powered by dedication and hope. Hurricane Sandy support team. Talk about this T-shirt and what it represents.
We knew when we started our fundraising efforts, and we've raised a lot of money to help our team members.
This is with the Meridian Disaster Relief Fund. $1.6 million to date as we do this program, mid-January 2013. Go ahead.
Yes, we're at $1.6 million, and we've already spent $1 million, and we're happy we spent it very quickly. This T-shirt represents an opportunity for our team members, many of whom may not make that much money, to be part of helping their fellow team members. They buy this nice shirt for $20, and we make money, and it goes into the Disaster Relief Fund. It's very important that our team members feel that they can do something meaningful to help others, aside from what they do every day.
And the gala. And again, I've been to that gala before.
Right. Each year we have a gala. It's a wonderful formal black tie affair. We raise sometimes $500,000–600,000. The gala's the same time every year.
You switched it up this year.
Yeah, it was just before Thanksgiving, and we had to make a decision. Do we go ahead with a gala, which is a celebration, with black tie? I don't think so. I think people would be very upset, that they would find it distasteful if we did that. So what did? We didn't fold our tent and go home. We said, no, let's do something different. Let's make it a fundraiser. Take away the black tie, make it casual, make it a fundraiser. Change the whole theme. Not a celebration. It's a Jersey Shore theme with sand, umbrellas. Let's bring first responders there. People who helped us throughout this emergency during the storm. And let's put people like Cheryl on video.
Cheryl, who we just saw.
Yes, we put a couple of our team
Told
members
stories.
on videos. They told their stories.
What impact did that
Powerful.
have on the people that night, John?
There was not a dry eye in the house. I get emotional thinking about it. It's such a great cause. It's something people can do. See, people wanted to do something after the hurricane. They don't want to send money to national organizations where the money's not put to use. Every dollar we've raised, we put to use. We raised $400,000 at the gala. 400. We gave 250 outside Meridian.
Outside Meridian?
Yes, we felt we're a major employer. We have an obligation to the community at large. So we took 250,000, gave 50,000 to 5 agencies with the understanding they had to put the money to work today, tomorrow.
No bureaucracy,
No
right
bureaucracy.
to the people.
Get it done now. And we distributed those checks within a week of the gala.
You know what's interesting, and John, going back to the leadership question, you've always been a tough, direct, candid leader in what you expect. High standards, right? You and I have always talked about Jim Collins' book, Good to Great.
Right.
Who's on the bus,
Right.
who's not on the bus, who has to get off the bus,
Right.
right? Bottom line stuff, right? The compassionate part of leadership. How in any way has this whole experience, if any, changed your view of the totality of what it means to be a leader?
Well, this is a point in leadership where you have to shift gears. I always want my leaders to have a degree of compassion. You have to. We're in a people business, whether it's taking care of patients or taking care of our team members. You know, we have 12,000 team members. So you have to have a compassionate side. Well, in an emergency like this, you really have to be compassionate. And there are a lot of things we did. People say, yeah, you're pretty demanding, but you're fair. And people know there's a compassionate side to me as a leader, and I think that's very important. And this has happened my whole career, because I do care about people, and my team members know.
How do you balance that? I mean, I talked to the governor about that recently in an interview, and he said that it's important for a leader to show, to actually physically, John, show the compassion, to physically show it.
Absolutely. I'll give you an example, Steve. Within a couple of weeks, I wanted to have face-to-face meeting with about 300 of our severely impacted team members.
People who lost a lot.
Oh yeah, and I'm not sure everyone agreed with the approach, but I wanted just those people in the room. I didn't want other team members. I didn't want to have a big meeting of team members throughout Meridian. I wanted to focus on those individuals. We had a series of 12, I'll call them town hall meetings. We went face to face, Steve. We only had a couple people in the room. We didn't load it with a bunch of execs. Myself, president of the hospital, a few other execs, and we talked to them face to face. We told them the things we were doing. We asked them, what else can we do to help you? What would you like? They were very grateful for what we had already done. We had just announced this grant program. We now give financial grants to our team members. They're averaging about $6,000 per grant. We've just given away 110 grants. We're probably going to give away another 200 of those. We're going to spend probably $2 million on these grants. But we went before them right after Thanksgiving and told them, we want you to apply for these. And guess what? No bureaucracy. We have a grants review committee. We have a 2.5-page form. We want to get you the money. We're not like an insurance company or a bank.
Right.
We don't want to give you the money.
Right.
We're going to get you the money. Those meetings were so emotional. I have to tell you, Steve, in my whole career, that week was probably the most draining week for me as a leader, because it was emotional. And there was a lot of hugging, a lot of kissing, and people want to see you as compassionate. They don't want to see you as the leader. They're hurting. They're devastated. And we tried to give them some reassurance. I tried to be positive. As much as I showed compassion, I was positive. We will get through this. We will work with you. We will help you. We will get through this.
The biggest lessons that you would say for all the people who are being developed in leadership development programs throughout the Meridian system, the biggest lessons about leadership that you would want to offer them in the context of what you've learned in the last several months would be?
Well, just a couple things. Number one, we have great leaders in Meridian. And what I'm about to say, I think all of our leaders will understand and will agree. You have to have top-notch leadership to be successful. And in a time of crisis, they have to be at their best. They have to be at their best. And in a crisis, we bring in our top leaders, whether it's in a hospital, whether it's at corporate, and we make decisions. We cut through red tape. We don't whine, we don't complain, we don't accept whining and complaining. And our leaders don't do that. We're there to solve problems. We solve them as quick as they're put on the table. That's one of the things that happens in a crisis, and this tested us to our limits. And I'll tell you, Steve, our leaders were phenomenal. I want to share one story with you, and I'll try to remain composed. We had a leader involved in a crisis. It was probably a power crisis in one of our hospitals, got a phone call on his cell phone, took the call, got off the call, finished what they had to do. Later, the rest of the group found out that was his wife. He lost his home.
In that call, he found out? But continued to do?
Absolutely.
The lesson there?
I think the lesson there is, in time of crisis, you have to do your best. And sometimes, even where you have personal adversity, it's hard to do. We do it. You have to put it aside momentarily. And that's hard to do. And I'm not sure I could ask all leaders to do that. Sometimes you just can't. But that is part of leadership. It's understanding your importance in what you're doing. And sometimes leaders, can remove themselves from the situation. This leader chose not to. If the leader had chose to remove themselves, everyone would have understood.
Totally.
But these are examples of heroic efforts.
John, let's make sure that we come back 6 months, 9 months from now. We continue to tell this story. You share the progress that's being made, because in many ways, the work that you're doing, your colleagues at Meridian, it's important, not just because it's having an impact, but because it sets a standard for all leaders and all organizations, not just for those you serve in your employ, but for those in the community as well. John, thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
We appreciate it.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Investors Bank, the Russell Berry Foundation, Fedway Associates, Inc., New Jersey State Nurses Association, PSE&G, committed to improving New Jersey's economy and strengthening its communities. New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and banking under the principle of stewardship. The law firm of Gibbons P.C. And by St. Peter's University, the Jesuit University of New Jersey. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey, and by NJ Biz, All Business, All New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.